So I just did Kim's intro, but forgot to hit record. I'll share her stats as I post this video, but I'm going to let Kim take it away.
Okay. Thanks so much for the great intro. And thanks for having me on your team. This is so great. There is nothing better than talking to like-minded people who want to help people. I think that that's the bread and butter of this business. And I feel like the more you tap into the fact that you are a life changer, the easier it is to put yourself out there and help people. I think so often we get stuck in this, like we're an MLM or we're just selling something. And the more you believe and the more it actually works for you, I feel like the more it's just easy. It's almost like you're doing someone a disservice if you're not sharing what is working. I'm a busy mom of 3. I just had my 3rd baby in November, and my other 2 are 2 and 3 years old. So basically just 3 babies in my home. I actually just hit 1 year of being home. I quit my job a year ago today, which is crazy. I know. Woo! But so I really came into this business strong that if you didn't hear the intro, my highest Success Club month was Success Club 56, and it was my first month as a coach, which is crazy. But I think a lot of it comes from, I've always kind of been that encourager for people. So I kind of feel like I had a little bit of an upper hand. Not that, a lot of people don't go in with already being that as a new coach. And so I think that the best thing you can do, and this is something I've learned along the way, is you have to, and I know we hear do the vitals, and I feel like I always would say it, but I never would really believe it. If you're not being a product of the product, people don't want to do that business with you. Can I tell you how many times I started P90X and Insanity and never finished those programs? Back before I was a coach, back in the day when I was trying to get in wedding shape, people think, oh yeah, those programs, I have them sitting on my, in my book stand, and I've never finished it. So why would I start what or why would I start with something that you've actually said you do, but you never show for it? Transformations are humongous. If you're not working for your transformation to help other people, that's where you gain all this momentum with people, is that they're on this journey with you. They hear about day 22 and day 19 and day 5 and day 6, and maybe you skip day, these days. Take them on your journey. That is honestly, I see that now. I took people on my pregnancy journey, and it was hard and it was struggle and it was, but them watching me go through that and then come out on the other side was why there was no loss in momentum, which is why the minute you give up, or the minute you give up on yourself and you show that on social media, unfortunately, it's like, your business takes a dive. People are dying for encouragement. I don't think that we get that a lot. I think we think we're flooding their feed. Just remember, they're not seeing every post of yours. But as long as you're adding quality to that post, you're adding value to their life. We are in a weird generation in our life right now, in that most of social media is negative, and it's hate, and it's we're beating up on Lady Gaga because her pants are tight and her flab is showing, when good God, the girl looked incredible and rocked it. But no one's talking about that. Instead, we're talking about what the pants made her tummy do, or anybody's pants would make someone's stomach do that. But that's our reality. So we have an opportunity to be this like beacon of light, showing people that we have this community that just wants to like wrap their arms around you, walk the journey with you, and just be on fire together. Whether you're skinny or you've got pounds to lose, it doesn't really matter what your journey looks like, as long as you know that this community wants to like embrace you at exactly where you are. That's what people want. They're not getting, jobs aren't secure anymore. People aren't getting these, these jobs. They're not corporate job, whatever job you have. They're not loving on you like we will. Are you winning trips anymore? No, you barely get health insurance anymore, let alone anything else. So we have an opportunity in this generation right now, this year, to basically say, look, forget the corporate job, forget the what society's saying you aren't supposed to do, to find your own life and do it how you want it. And I think that is, if you carry that and you express and you show what Beachbody community looks like online, people are going to want to be a part of it. I will say that I probably had 5 people this past month jump in, they don't even know what they're jumping into. They just want to be a part of the good stuff, the positivity and the fun and the, people are calling them out on Facebook and their Women Crush Wednesdays and all this stuff that we think is just mundane. It's good. It's great. And it's what people want to hear. And so I'm going to jump into my next 3 thoughts, but I'm going to go past you this guy. Okay.
Just to follow up on what Kim was saying about, being a product and your transformation, I love that she put that as her first thought of this call, because I think that's so true. And I think it's something, when we start focusing on Success Club and points and these things, we forget what got us there in the first place. It's always your results. It's always the things, going back to basics and taking people on your journey. So I love that she brought that up, because it's so true. You have to stay, like we always say, become your best challenger, be a challenger first, and always be taking people on that journey. During Kim's pregnancy, she could have been like, you know what, I'm pregnant. I don't have a weight loss story. I don't have, I'm not going to have a before and after for a really long time. Why is anyone going to want to follow me for this next 9-10 months? But she was so consistent during her pregnancy, and I saw it. I was following her, and I'm a coach with her, but I was always drawn into what she was doing and following her during her pregnancy because of what she was sharing. And obviously that's paid off, because as I shared, there's that little guy. As I shared in the intro, that she was the highest Success Club earner in December. So, I was just sharing that I love that you started with, your transformation being number one and being a challenger first. And that's where all that success lies for you. So anyway, I was just recapping.
That's okay. Recap away. He's going to join the party.
Okay.
Rather than trying to put him back to sleep, we'll just have him join us.
Sounds good.
Very easy human, or at least we'll pretend he is. Okay, so that vital behavior, the product of the product, really is essential in your business. And if you're ever finding yourself having a hard time selling somebody something or telling them to join your team, look where you are in your walk in your own transformation. And I promise you that's probably why you're having a hard time. And no one, people will buy from your confidence. People will buy because your energy is there. People want to be a part of these things that are exciting and, growing. Oh goodness. Hey. I know. He's usually the quietest baby.
I want to hold him.
He probably wants milk, but we'll save that for another time. Okay. So be you, tell your story. Don't be afraid of sharing all of it, every part of it. I will tell you right now, I'm in T25 and I'm struggling. I thought I took it. I lost all my pregnancy weight in 2 weeks, but it's rough. And be real about that, Don't be afraid of letting people in on your story. So that being said, my next bit of advice is your challenge group has to be off the chain. That cannot, if people are trusting you with their $199, $160, $140, whatever, $69, whatever they're trusting you with, if your challenge group doesn't prove what you've been talking about on social media, you are doing yourself a disservice, and people are going to see right through you. So what does that look like? I feel like that's something I get a lot. Okay, well, how do you run a successful challenge group? Well, number one, you have to be the number one challenger in that group. You are showing up every day. You are sharing your recipes. You are sharing your tricks. You're just being real about the fact that you're also a challenger. Just because you're the coach doesn't mean that you don't have, you're also not on a journey. Accountability partners work so well in challenge groups. They help people get to know each other. They help, especially if you're really intentional about how you partner people up. partner them up with people, like one is someone who's been there a little bit longer, and put a newbie in there. But don't be intentional about it, because that can also hurt you if you're not really paying attention. But you're going through each and every day, and you're commenting on every single post. Sometimes, there's been over the new year, I think our groups were like 70 big, and it was rough. It was like an hour just to comment. But you know what? You do it here and there, and you make sure you comment everything, and you're encouraging, and you're commenting, and you're telling people how great they're really doing, because that's what people want to hear. Sometimes in my check-in posts, I'll like tag people that I haven't really seen posting in a while, and not in a bad way, not like, hey, where are you? Just like, hey, how was your day? So really bring it in those challenge groups. I think that's such a, oh, you do watch that. Oh my, I know. But yes, I think that because you know what, that turns into referrals, turns into coaches, it turns into the success of your business. So if you're showing up as the product, and then you're bringing people into these challenge groups, and you're offering them something they're never going to get from a personal trainer, something they're never going to get from working out by themselves, you will see your business grow, because your future coaches are in there, your future challengers are in there. They're going to refer people to you. But that's where my business grows is because of the challenge group. And so, really making sure whatever quality you're bringing in your posts, your morning posts. I like to do a morning post of inspiration, and I like to do a post in the afternoon about a tip of some nature. So whether it's like lemon water, or plateauing, or, different Dave's Killer Bread, or whatever, just offering people quick and easy fixes so that they're always growing in their health journey. I think that's kind of, those are my two. I think that's why my business grows. Again, like, it's no secret sauce. So I think my goal every month is just to basically have more Success Club points than the last month. That's my goal. So I always try to run my challenge group in the first week of the month, because I like to be at least Success Club 10 by like the 5th of the month. That's my goal. And that's the way I do that, is just ensuring that, you have some systems to your business. You're not just like, oh yeah, I'm going to have a challenge group next week. Well, no, like, you have a prep week, and you're inviting people, and they have 5 days, 7 days to really prepare for the challenge group that they just spent all this money on. And then you're jumping in, and you're diving into the good stuff. So really putting some strategic thought into your business, I think is, basically all my groups run for 4 weeks plus a prep week. So the prep week plus 4, and then that last 4th week is when my next prep week is starting. So there's always a prep and a week together. And then I don't add my old challengers to the new prep week, because that gets confusing. I add them near the end. And so that's kind of the strategic thought that I have to my business. And then the last thing is run free groups. Guys, give stuff away. If you've never read The Go-Giver, it's a fantastic book, and it just talks about being a giver of all things. If you meet someone who doesn't want to jump into a challenge group tomorrow, but they're struggling and they want to know how you're eating, share the 21-day fix guide with them. Share a meal plan with them. The more you give, the more you're going to get. And don't be afraid that you're not turning. There's how many people in this world? One person. Just give stuff away. Although I did give a Shakeology. I just sent a Shakeology to some lady in New York, and I went to message her to see how it turned out, and she blocked me. So I'm not even I'm like, oh, okay, you're welcome. So anyway, just kind of a funny side note. But run a free group every month. I like 5 days because they're short and they're sweet and they're to the point. I'm totally going to feed him. I'm just going to put you higher, okay? Okay. So run a free group, and I don't know if Kinsey, if you guys have already pre-made templates, but those are so great to have. And You could do a paid one every like 6 months. Like I'm about to run my first Shakeology one. But, just make it simple. And in those free groups, really show up just like you would if these people had just paid $199. So you want to make sure that they are getting you as you as a whole. Show them what it looks like to be in a challenge group, because that usually can turn into 2 to 3 people each and every month. And the cool part is if you're strategic about it, then it kind of ends your month with more points than you were even thinking that you would have gotten. So usually if you run that free group like right around the middle, it's almost like a little, ahead of game kind of thing. So be a product.
A standard, $299.
Run an incredible challenge group. Bring the quality. Be you on social media. Share your life as a whole. And then this is kind of a new thing I started maybe 2 months ago, is create an event page for your next group. Right around the 15th of the month, if you're, someone who runs their challenge groups at the beginning, but create an event page. I've been doing it both on my personal and my business page, and add people to that you're, so when you're inviting people to that event page, and then just throw tons of content in there. Throw in, what a challenge group looks like, make a video, go live every once in a while, check in with your sweaty selfie every once in a while, share some blogs that you have, share some recipes, share about different products, share transformations. And you basically have 15 days that you are doing this before your next group kicks off. And then you kind of have a way, then you've got all these people in there that you now have a whole, I like to boost that event page from my fitness page. And then now I have this whole plethora of people to check in with for next month. But it's a great way because sometimes I think people say like, oh, what am I inviting to? Well, invite them to that. Invite them to the event page to learn more. And don't be so, like, hey, just come find out what these groups are all about before you decide to commit. And, I'd love to have you here. So that's kind of my new thing. And I think I really like it. I think I do. I'm learning. So, but yeah, that's kind of
awesome. That was all good stuff. And like what screamed out to me was like, I was writing all this down, is like systems and consistency. Like that, I feel like, is what brings you success. Like what you were saying, you have a system and how you run your challenge groups and the dates you set, and you're very strategic about it. And it just becomes kind of second nature to you probably at this point, to where it's not so stressful. It's just something, you have this date set. And then Ashley had asked in the comments how often you post in that event page.
In the beginning, like if I launch them on the middle of the month, I try to maybe not like, I would say like once every other day in the beginning, and then probably every day as we near the end. And then I'll send a message like right around like the 25th of the month, just checking in with them, seeing if they, hey, I noticed that you were interested in this, or do you have questions, or what are your goals? Or I just assume they're all coming. That's kind of I'm like, oh, they're all going to be in my challenge group, even though, let's be real, probably like 5 of them are. And
these are all new prospects you're inviting, right? Okay.
Yep. I mean, sometimes they're old people too,
Yeah.
Sometimes even just people who are in my group are like, oh, well, is this my way of making sure I'm in the next group, or, and this is kind of like, I like to think of it as the fun part, because like you get to create fun images that are going to be about that group. So like the group I'm running now is called Love Yourself. So it's, this before my event page just was full of like beauty and love and, kind of just a teaser of what they're going to get. And like, as I was creating images for the group, I shared those in the event page. Like, I'm getting so excited about, launching this group. I just know that we're all going to come out loving ourselves more. And,
what's a general thing you say to someone when you're inviting them to this event? Like, what's an example?
Yeah. So anytime I get like a new contact via, my fitness page, I send them like hey, thanks for finding me on my fitness page. I'm super excited you're here. You found me. Like, I share inspiration, I share recipes, I share menus, I share, basically what I do on my fitness page. Here's my website if you ever want to check out more. And then the last part is then I'm like, and also here's my event page for my next upcoming challenge group, which I run monthly. So if that's something you're looking for, you know, you're more than welcome to check it out.
Cool. I think I'm going to start doing this because Andy talked about it too when she did a call for us. And I'm like, hearing this more and more. So I think I'm going to start trying it out too.
Andy did it, and she would just pour people. She never did a new one. It was always the same one that she would just update the, you know, different things. And I think that she then got overwhelmed too, because she's like, there was like 200 people in there. So I'm like, yes, I know it's a lot of work to set up that event page, but I do really think it helps you with your invites through the month so that you're like, even right now, like I'm in that weird land where you're like, okay, well, I don't have a group for a month. And, you know, what am I going to do with all these new people? We just throw them in the event page.
And I love, you could even alternate each month instead of running a free group, do that event. Because it's kind of like the same thing because they're still getting the experience of what a challenge group is kind of.
Yep.
Cool. I love that. That's an awesome tip. Awesome. Good stuff. So we're going to be a challenger. We're going to share our journey, be a challenge, run amazing challenge groups. We're going to set schedules for our challenge groups. We're going to run free groups. Oh, and if anybody missed it, Kim talked about the Go Giver. Great personal development book, also on Audible if you want it. Yeah. And the event thing, I think that was a huge takeaway for me that I know I'm going to start playing around with. So thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions if we want to unmute? And anybody want to hop on? Questions? See if it is unmuted. No? My little guy's the cutest.
Oh, thanks.
Oh. You could not even tell you were breastfeeding. Like, no, if I would have just done a screenshot, like it's just like you're sitting there.
Wow.
So,
you're a baby, right?
This is Coach Life, right?
Yeah, Coach Life. It's the real biz.
That's right. Well, thank you so much again, Kim. I so appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you. Are you going to Summit?
I am.
Okay.
I'm ditching the man. Oh. I know. It's a little early, but hopefully I can just pump in a bathroom somewhere.
Yeah, I know. It's 4 days. You'll survive. He'll survive. Okay. All right. Well, have a good rest of your day. Thanks, everybody, for hopping on in the middle of the day. This was a good turnout. I'm excited. And we'll get the recording up for everybody. So thank you again.
You're welcome. Have a good day, guys. Bye.